like we'll never have a home content or whatever the fuck, and it's got me thinking about Gen Z and what exactly they're up to. If the stream is bugging out, no, YouTube's just like a hoe, and it's on my ass. It's on my dick, and it's pretty relentless. Okay, that's YouTube. But yeah, I had to restart this stream like multiple times, man. Like multiple times. I'm like, is it something on my end? Is it? Or did I offend the Indian community to the point of being shadow banned across all platforms? Yeah, it's just like, who knows? And fuck them. But the point is, here's the generation. So I'm basically just going to be going down this whole list of things. Yeah. Is everybody? And I don't dislike anybody. I'm just. Power's in the joke. If I'm not making fun of you, then you're okay. That means I got some real disdain. That's why, the Polacks I haven't said one joke about. The Polacks I haven't said a single joke about. It's all truth for me about the Polish. I have a serious distrust, dislike, disdain. The but yeah, we got all these generations here. Yeah, this would be roughly. It's sort of a talk about. I might probably just be bullshitting. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching a lot of wild documentaries, folks. I'd recommend. Really watching American Pimp and Pimps Up, Hose Down. I recommend it out there. Just randomly, especially the Gen Z people. Why not? But yeah, it's just good stuff. I'm still thinking about it. It's one of those things that kind of fucks with you. You kind of go like, "God damn, that was a good documentary." It was a good documentary. It's something you think about, man. Pimping and hoeing is how our entire society functions. Like I was gonna say economy for it's bigger than that even. Bigger than that, it's like how our tribal networks work. Yeah. Is this thing serious? Is this working? Is YouTube serious? Does this not work? Maybe my shit's bugging. Okay. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, it's a vicious thing, man. I'm telling you, YouTube. Yeah, it clearly got me shot, man. It's all good. I mean, I'm just saying that's the next part. Actually, I'll just talk about that. So yeah, it's partially about Gen Z and shit, but it's also so all the YouTubers that came back here, to YouTube, and all these guys, they think YouTube says sorry, and let's get these guys back in here that said problematic things 5 years ago. Like they're not saying fucking any of that. Really, what they're doing is it's a lot of moves. But firstly, it's to self censor these guys. Have these guys self censor. So they're gonna be on here, still trying to get monitored. Because what really are the rules on YouTube? What really are the rules? And we know there's shadow banning. There's no way there's not shadow banning on YouTube. They might just put you on there just to make you less relevant and less significant. If they could put you on there and you're averaging, 500,000, whatever the fuck's over there, but then they put you over here, and now they can shadow ban you until you're about 50,000 or whatever the fuck. Now you're essentially fucked, and it's not like you genuinely maybe lost any influence. You lost reach on fucking by being on YouTube, a oversaturated platform with the same redundant shit over and over, and a broken algorithm that feeds you your own shit on a constant basis in order to make money for some fucking demonic supercomputer in the middle of Austin, Texas, whatever the fuck. So, I'm trying to tell people, it's not all milk and honey, even when they're pulling back the restrictions. It's really, there shouldn't have been any restrictions in the first place. So you're really just thanking them for things that you should have had in the first fucking place. It's like thanking the restaurant for giving you a fork. Like, it's really fucking, getting to a disgraceful sort of point. YouTube, and they got me already. They're not letting me. I don't think they're gonna put me back in. So I can. I'm just here to talk shit. That's like literally my whole thing. I'm just gonna be talking shit. Yeah. So YouTube, you work for the devil, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Um, it's some real. I want people to just be aware. Anyways, yeah, they got me already, so I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah. Anyways, back to the generations, and it's probably gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna be a lot of rambling about random shit for about an hour. I mean, I have nothing to talk about. I might go back to doing it. I mean, I know that I'll talk about Gen Z and how they're falling apart, or we are falling apart. But there's really not much to talk about. Once every 2 weeks, it seems to be a good. I mean, maybe I'll stream more like guerrilla style. Pop in, pop out. You know, fight by live by day, fight by night, and shit. Go Viet Cong on them. I was thinking about going live on was it No Kings or Sunday or something like that. That was some fake shit. I hope nobody went to that shit. One of these ones they're gonna be doing some. They're gonna be false flagging, fucking hard. Yeah, I'm gonna say it directly so I don't get. They don't, scrub up this YouTube video as they frame me for being the black trans Muslim who blew up No Kings protest or whatever. Frame it really perfect. No, it was it's a false flag. It's gonna be a false flag. I don't trust that shit for a second. Don't go. Everyone here probably knows that shit, but it's like, what are they doing? And actually, let me bring up No Kings protest. Like, if you really look at them, you go like, and obviously it's getting nothing done, but obviously it's also a massive psyop. It's just about. I think it's really just a way for the news and the media to measure its mind control on people. I mean, you see them out there. You go like, look at these guys. What are they there for? It's like really just taking roll count or something. They're taking a head count of all the goofballs that they can collect in one go. Yeah, I'm trying to. Is this fucking working? I swear to God, I'm like, am I? Is it this screen? I have to stay on top of this thing like. I don't know, man. I'm trying to keep an eye on the stream so it's not like weird. This thing just fucking explodes every time. Holy shit. But yeah, this is like highly, highly coordinated and weird and fake. Like, what is this? I almost feel like they're like hiring like weird people just to show up, like, furry dancing and whatever. Like, it's just strange. It's like just to fill out the crowd. I don't know, man. It feels like MK Ultra, head count. How many of you fucking morons can we get? One spot. One spot. We're just gonna have you shout stupid shit, nonsensical, no solutions. Just go out there, have at it. People over billionaires, really? You think so? You think that's what they're gonna be doing? Anyways, yeah. Ideally, this isn't be about Gen Z and all the bullshit. Really, it's about whatever. Who cares? But yeah. Oh man, it's picking up out there, folks. Sometimes I'll tell you to be careful. A lot of the people that didn't believe me about that Charlie Kirk shit are kind of, I don't know. They're starting to get it at least about, his wife's concert that she threw. She was in a rival kiss or whatever with just combustion, just explosions behind her. And she goes up there. She says, "Yeah, we're gonna find Charlie Kirk's enemies. We're gonna fucking piss in there what used to be their skulls." Oh my god, like this doesn't feel right. Yeah, but it's a shame that it took you guys this long. But I get it. It's deep in the psyop. It's white George Floyd. It's reverse Trayvon Martin. This shit is blowing people's minds. But really, once you can realize that it's the same play being ran the other way, like that's really what I'm trying to show people. It's Trayvon Martin. It's Trayvon Martin, but for the other side. Okay. So this time Trayvon, he's shooting George Zimmerman. All right. So just that's the new formula. Just don't fall for a new product. All right. It's a new formula. Yeah. Here we go. Anyways, I think I'm trying to get to this topic. I also I don't think I'm trying to get to the whole Gen Z thing, but as everyone knows that Gen Z's fucked. All right. So this is basically what the whole thing's about. It's the strangeness of just knowing that you're kind of doomed, and you're just sort of living. You're just sort of living still. Yeah, you're going like, yeah, they're gonna do World War III between the Islamists and the Zionists, and worlds will collide and prophecies will be fulfilled. But it's just almost more like, all right, like what are you really supposed to do? Yeah, and so they tell them they're not gonna own homes and shit. And everyone just has a good time about it, and they're right. I mean, you're not gonna own a home unless you're showing whole on OnlyFans. All right, those are the homeowners of the future, and the rest of you are just a nuisance. You're like swept off the street once your social credit score falls low enough. So that's part one. I guess that's the introduction. Age range. Let's see the age range for Gen Z. It starts in 95, right? Or some shit. Yeah, there's some, the older Gen Z in 97. Wow. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm born 2001, right? On the best part of it, May 2001, right in the heat of it. And I watched the second tower come down. No biggie. Real time, I said. I was looking at it. I was like, I watched it just be, turned to dust in midair, and I was like, this has serious geopolitical ramifications. Currently unforeseen. And again, I was probably about 4 months. But no joke, really left a hell of a mark on the psyche. So anyway, the fucking age gap, 1997 to 2012, which feels a little long. I don't know, but maybe that's just the age range they go with. But 2012, that's like a kid that was born like Bluetooth. He was a Bluetooth speaker. Like they had Bluetooth speakers by then. That doesn't really. I don't know. I remember Bluetooth being a faraway dream. You know how crazy it is? They just have Bluetooth shit just around. And they're saying that they put some Bluetooth shit. Like YouTube's already got me hemmed up. I'll say it, man. They're saying they put some Bluetooth shit in that old healthy option. Yeah, we can keep coming up with names. Some type of frequency. And I'll tell you guys, be very careful. Don't get the fucking vaccine. Or YouTube in Minecraft. I don't know what the fuck has happened. You see how it happens. See how they get you to self-censor and almost insert like this mental deranged like a speech pattern that you have to follow now in order to be okay. See, that's why they're letting people back on. Or when I'm taking to make them bitches. Anyways, guys, I'm being it fucking. But for real, if you're on YouTube now, congrats for But heads up, this thing is all milk and honey. So starting in 1997 is the beginning of Gen Z. Around there, that's like, for reference, yes. I mean, Pulp Fiction had already come out in 94. Titanic was coming out in 1997. 1997 is actually a great year for cinema even. if you're truly a fan of the profound. And but yeah, 1997 movies. You'll go back and look and just see like crazy hits. I think it was is it Russia? Or that might have been 95, and then Money Talks. Yeah, just go back watch movies from 1997. They really took some good ones in there. The Romeo and Juliet remake. This is a random 1997 might have been like the last year that were like really tapping into something out there. Maybe 2001. Like the beginning of the. It doesn't matter. The beginning of all the long series movies that were like Harry Potter, and Lord of the Rings, and shit. Shrek. Point being, it was a good time. It was an interesting time. 2012 again. 2012. I'm like that's kind of crazy. That's news to me. I didn't know that it really extended to 2012, 1997. I guess that's a good cutoff date. Shit. I guess. I mean, if you had an iPhone 4S, just around when you were born, I mean, that's kind of like Gen Alpha. It's more iPad kid type shit. But who knows who makes these? This is made by Anthony Fauci, and he's a specialist. Greatest GI generation. Oh shit. It's greatest / GI generation. I just called them GI generation. Man, that's fucked up. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. That's a long chunk, too. That's 20 something years of being the GI generation. That's why they call them the greatest. Holy fuck, dude. That's a mind fuck. Drop a W in the chat if you just got mind fucked by the GI generation and the origins of the greatest generation. Man, that's fucked up. GI. So GI means government issue, by the way. And the government issue generation who just was sent into World War after World War until, how many of them really made it there? How many of them were just like, didn't make it? That's not good. Don't be the government issue generation. In a way, I guess we're all the government issue generation. I mean, you don't want to get into how these birth certificates are owned by somebody and traded by somebody at the Vatican. And, it's all these. It gets strange. I don't even know if that's some shit. If I'm being hunted now for that, I might get hunted for knowing that, but it's something that's real. You should know that. Federal Reserve's privately owned. Your birth certificate's being traded by the Vatican. It's things you can look into, things you can know for certain as a fact is. Look at that. Can't zoom in enough on that. I'm sure it's valuable information. And yeah, I mean, yeah, these kids are pretty fucked. Most part, I guess Instagram came out, and most of us were nice guys. I don't know, in middle school. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I have a list here. Shared experiences. All right. Yeah, age range, shared experience. Fucking in middle school, when Instagram comes out, when all this shit goes down. I'm trying to think. The fucking housing market exploded. We saw our classmates go homeless in there. I remember sitting in there, just like Obama, who's just an ignorant thug. He's in a buffoon, and he had wrecked our economy, and we're just sitting there in the ruins, in the rubble, just sort of trying to figure out what's going on. And while we're in class, we just see kids just disappearing, just going away. And we go, where did he go? It's not a Pizzagate thing, man. It was more of a real estate issue, I guess. They were being rendered homeless by Barack Hussein Satoru Obama. Yeah, he's a real real piece of work. But yeah, that was that'll always stick with me. Just seeing all that happen. And then they bailed out the banks, of course. But you're just watching kids just like disappear class. You go like, where they go? Oh, they moved. You go like, yeah. They moved. This is the most I've ever seen people just move. And I guess they got to. Yeah. So that's another one. Another the school shootings and the psyops around that. That was all. That was a big part of our particular programming. I'm looking out there. All right, make sure I'm making sure the lighting's all right on the background. It's a little bit low. I tried to start early enough. I'll probably do it more randomly in the future, just like to be able to fit it in. And if something pops up, I'll try to hop on it. Not too early where it's but I'll try to, but right where it's needed. That's where I'll hop in and get in there. Yeah. And should I close this fucking thing? It sort of creeped me out once it gets too dark up there. Looks like it's be snatched out the window or something. Yeah, something's gonna happen. But yeah, Shreddy Shot's another one. The psyops, walking out of school. Is it the fucking March for Our Lives or whatever? Did you walk out? Like I walked out. Free opportunity to leave class. That's what they don't mention. They pretend like it was a big, which is it, and it was sure, why not? But it was also just like, hey kids, you want to leave class? Watch these other kids let off some balloons. They let off these balloons, right? Like in the football field or whatever for March for Our Lives. They fucking let them off in the football field, and then there was the lights, just these big ass fucking Friday night lights, all that shit. And so it goes up into the fucking air, into the sky, and you're looking at it. It's pretty graceful for a second. You're going, wow, look at all these beautiful balloons. And then you see it sort of drift a little bit, and you're going, okay, well now it's sort of, it was a steady breeze. And I think it was relatively, I don't know, steady, good breeze. So it just eventually it just gets caught in the light, and now we're just like, man, we're trying not to laugh and shit. And it was a big fucking mix up, and people are looking at you crazy, and I'm going, what are you supposed to do? They just got stuck in the light. I'm like, that's like very unfortunate, but that's a part of it. I don't know. I'll never forget that. I said, wow, look, it's stuck in the light. I was like, that's pretty fucked up. I'm like, I don't know if that would be just like, I don't know. But it got stuck there for a minute. I think they threw some shit at it until it got out of there. But yeah, for a good second, we were looking at it just like, I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Is it a message? Is it a sign? I don't know. I don't ask. I just fucking kept it going. So yeah, I think Trump and all this. We're all very thinking of more shared experiences. Trump getting elected, politically, people Bernie, and I'm just trying to create a frame of reference so that the apathy maybe, or the depletion, or the just the complete so that Gen Z will try to make some sense of them, or us. So I'm gonna close this fucking thing. I feel like it's a sniper or something. It is. Quick little thing there. Yeah. Let's see a second. Probably hit this. All right, so fucking Shakespeare put Bernie, Hillary. So we were all there for the transformation. We all lost faith in our institutions at the same time. You know, Bernie. I mean, before he was a disappointment, he was a sign of the brokenness of in our institutions and the things we'd consider democratic systems or whatever. You know, he's how we learned about super delegates and how they're 10,000 times more valuable than us common folk and our delegates. You know, and Hillary and all this shit and all the backdoor horseshit, dick tugging, ass wrestling bullshit that they're up to. You know, but we didn't know all this at the time. You know, there's still a lot of very just unaware, optimistic Obama people walking around that were like trying to just PR their way through the worst of society or whatever the fuck. Um. Anyways, it was a big awakening we went through all at the same time. Stuff that would kind of be it would hard to be understood otherwise, unless you were there to watch it fully break down in front of you, and they make you vote for Hillary, they make you vote for Biden. These are people that they have loaded up, and you start to understand that maybe Bernie's whole point the whole time was to just pose there and herd, other people, a larger net, into Hillary's horseshit or into Biden's horseshit or whatever. But yeah, we're all there for when Trump ultimately won that, and apparently still president here. Socially, politically, to summarize it, like fucking, I don't want to call them nihilistic, or because they're involved, they're all that, but they're not quite. There's something there that's like, it knows it doesn't. They know it doesn't work though. Even if they are involved in politics, it's like knowing that it's out of the brokenness of politics. It's almost a backward logic. It's like I can go in there. It's so broken. I need to go in there and do something. It's like, yeah, different sort of thing. Personally, I wouldn't do it. Socially, much more, inclusive generation, I'd say, maybe, in some respects, definitely picking up. And as far as, I don't know, all the options, I don't fucking know. Yeah, they're socially open. Economically fucked. They are economically ass out. And I'd say socially ass out too. No, yeah, they have autism and all types of antisocial tendencies they've been praised for. I'm going to remove myself from it just so I could, properly critique it. Yeah, just to get that perspective. So they're deranged. Gen Z's deranged. They're fucking, they're out of their minds. Socially, economically fucked, and culturally, questionable. I don't really know what Gen Z's point is. It's almost like I don't know. It's like it's almost trying to be grown, but it's out of like this. I'm not gonna try to clinically diagnose anything, but there's something there about. I think it was too much. It's too much wild shit early on. 9/11 and recessions, and you just sort of get used to that pace, where it's like you just have to be ready and know what the big words mean, because they're gonna try to. It's gonna involve you either way. It's like, so whether or not you know what repatriation, or I don't know, whatever the fuck. Whether or not you know what these things mean, you're gonna be involved. It's like, how many of your classmates are you gonna see go homeless before you sit down and learn what economics is? I don't know. what things mean and who's in charge of what. I think Gen Z got, a little bit too grown too fast. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to figure something out there, but I'm like, they kind of just overexposed. Just watch the jumpers, just like, jumping out of the World Trade Center. Every, like, as a kid, just showing up and going, hmm. Oh, I guess it's 9/11 anniversary. I got a bit I'm working on, for stand up about this shit. But it's like, just showing up and they just go, okay, here's the 9/11 phone calls. Here's the jumpers, happy 9/11 day, teachers gonna be crying and shit. There's something about that. Just, it didn't, yeah, that plus, and of course at the same time, your classmates are going homeless and Obama still needs to work out or whatever the fuck. And he's bailing them out or whatever. And you're just sort of sitting in that, just going, you know, I don't know, something in there happened where it's just, yeah, bunch of grown up feeling. Fuck, it's just, yeah, it's strange. Culturally and money driven because we see and a lot of the folks because they see how it goes. So they're selling, soliciting perhaps butthole pictures on OnlyFans. And let's see what else we got. So yeah, and we didn't make this world. Right? We inherited this world from our four generations. The GI generation. These guys, the government issue generation who were massacred. Uh, Man, it's some fucked up shit. And the silent generation too. Those guys who were also massacred. Very interesting. You look into that one. That's a lot of the a lot of the leaders of the time, civil rights leaders and rock stars and shit were silent generation. The leaders of the boomers right there. And a lot of that silent generation, they got massacred. They might have got massacred worse than the GI generation in those world wars. I mean, Jesus Christ, they were stuffing pills down these guys' throats and throwing them off roofs and shit, and drowning them in tubs. And that's the silent generation. Baby boomers, that's why it's so silent. Baby boomers, we all know them. Man, just a big fucking fuck up that. I mean, and they gave us a lot of. They're now what we'd consider. I mean, as far as coming in to the world as we know it, they're the old guard. They're the OGs, just stand on the block. Gray hairs and neck tattoos and just St. Ives. And just standing there, just mean mugging people still, and you just go, why are you like this? You go like you could have made so many different decisions throughout your life, and they just look at you like they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You just keep okay. Gen X, they're pretty cool. I'd say Gen X out of all these generations here probably worked out better, but they're a little bit. You can see sometimes they're starting to crack too. I get it. Everyone's everyone's got their everyone's got it under pressure here. Millennials, it's everybody knows them. They're I'm not too. I don't have anything too negative to say really about the millennials. I get it. They thought it was something, that it wasn't. They thought it was something that it wasn't. My only issue is that they have to make it everybody else's problem. But just fine. You do whatever you want to do. But I'm like, you thought it was something else. The rest of us knew it was a scam. Don't make it our issue. No problem. Zoomers, I don't. Zoomers is really not really. Gen Z, yeah, um, yeah. I don't know what you'd call them. They're fighting brain rot, and they're fighting uh, the government wanting to send them to battlefields around the world, and they can bring the battlefield to them if they don't want to do it. It's gonna get rough. And then Gen Alpha, is the iPad kids. So yeah, they're the big replacement after whatever kicks off. I think, I don't know. Man, hopefully they don't do the shit. I go like, I don't want to. I think it's you know. And if you see anybody also pushing the Civil War side, I'm just saying, if they're trying to sell to you the idea of balkanizing America, for whose interest? Who's that going to benefit? America in 10 pieces? It's like, or if they're even entertaining this idea that would be in any way beneficial or probable, or like, that's like really heads up. You got a COINTELPRO agent right there live in the flesh, and you got to do something about that, all right? Because that's not cool. They're not going to be doing that Civil War, and definitely not in a way that's beneficial to you, and definitely not for means that are for your benefit. By means or by whatever, by the end of it, you're going to be dead or poor or balkanized, disempowered in a camp, in a fucking field somewhere. Like, you're not going to be in a better position. By the end of that, that's somebody else's plan to really seize some real fucking power. You're just, they're trying to trick you. They need you to consent to this happening, essentially. So, that's what I'd say. So don't fall for that trap. But, what else? We got a world where there's a military-industrial complex made by these guys for these guys that lasted up and through these guys or whatever. We got a broken prison system, sure, made by these guys in order to get these guys and farm them for prison labor, cells, attention and energy, and this attention economy, whatever the fuck bullshit they're gonna call it. These guys, now it's our turn to pollute the world and cannibalize it for our own gain. So we'll see, what do we have to offer. That's our next big move, but we'll see. It's all about that. Gen Z. I feel like there's. I put the mystique on there. Felt that there was some sort of mystique around Gen Z. I don't think there was anything. A bunch of like whores and cattle. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to Gen Z either, but it's a lot of just hoeing out, whatever, and just being a cattle. But there's some of it is, some of these guys, a lot of them do that. A good chunk try to think for themselves, and there's like this independent streak they're trying to like break, and like independent thinking, critical thinking and shit. But for the most part, it's a lot of it's a lot of just being a whore, which is something that we didn't learn. We didn't learn that from nobody. That's like what's incentivized. That's what's out there. But OnlyFans is kind of a great. It took its effect. And if you're not on OnlyFans, I mean, your bum ass is out here, pushing gambling to children or something in order to, it's all like horror shit. Just people with like no, there's no foundation of reality for what will be shown, obviously. But it's just a bunch of stink ass hookers. As we know it, image, and a bunch of iPad, chronically online brain rot, people. And then there's a lot of people out there figuring it out too, which is very impressive. That's a lot of Love Island stuff, which is, if you go in there liking it, fine. If you go in there knowing what it is. But, holy shit. But if you think it's something, if you're taking it serious, who knows? I'm just, that's just something I've noted. And this has not been, it's not necessarily Gen Z's fault. Again, it's a result of pruning and manufacturing this sort of is sort of end product as a result. This is what the larger structure would like from Gen Z, really. Obstacles. Huh. What the fuck would it say? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, yeah, it's a life that can sort of just be defined as, in a few words, and that I would like to share here. And one side you had romance, life, nostalgia, Gen Z. Very romantic life, like nostalgic for something. Yeah, it hasn't been that long. And on the other side of the words, you have cringe, capitalism, and callous. That's how I describe Gen Z. There's something there where it's just like, it's not that they're cringe. I just know that saying cringe tends to chill down their spine. And I'm not trying to, I am Gen Z. But there's something about, I gotta just, tell the word, like cringe is done more damage to the human psyche than than acid, LSD. Like I'm telling you, these people. Mm. I mean, you just think about what that really means. Like, would there be any most of the shit that happened throughout humanity if people were worried about being cringe, and then the people saying cringe are just some carbon fucking copy cardboard shit. Like, there's nothing to be said about them. They're like, bro, you don't exist. I'd piss on you outside in order to not disturb the rest of the environment in the fucking parking lot. It's like that's what these fucking people are saying cringe, but they have the power to control people. Virtually independent, but maybe that's just something you don't realize until later. But yeah, I've seen that thing do some real damage. Capitalism, I mean, just runs Gen Z. I mean, these guys, and again, they didn't have a choice. They grew up. All the songs are about money and bitches and money bitches. But now it's like, once it becomes an actual thing, it's just a lot of people being exploited by a much larger structure who can't quite put anything together themselves because of that exploitation, but are still, prioritizing it. It's almost like it's like a quite a crabs in a barrel effect, but it's more of like a dog eat dog type of effect. You know, which I guess is a little different. It's like I'm gonna eat the dog. The crabs don't eat the crab. Just keep them going out. Yeah, and again, that's something learned from America. I say America is the land of just cannibalism and all that. The land of the plumed serpent is actually Amaru. Take you on a lesson from a real Hebrew about what's going on out there. But yeah, and then callous is the last one. Gen Z is just a callous. I think it's just from being just seeing too much. It's like yeah, I've seen all the cartel beheadings and the terrorist beheadings and the bombings and the fire bombings and the assassinations. And after a certain point, you just sort of go like, I don't know, I really need something really has to pop through to really get me. It's like it's sort of just you get callous. And 9/11, you just watch the. I'm like, how old was I? How old were we sitting there watching 9/11 on repeat in slow mo and shit? It's like they expect us to be more, I don't know, less callous about it. But I'm like, you showed us that. I saw the guy jumping head first so that he would die instantly on impact out of this fiery building. I was 3 years old. You ruined me. You did it. They spread their trauma, and, yeah, and then project the hatred of it onto you. Anyways, Riff. Well, then that's pretty much my video on Gen Z. Well, I'm just gonna get into the. Why not? Into the world at large here. Or operating. Let's see, how old is the oldest Gen Z? 1997. Right, that's actually my sister was born. Funny enough, the oldest Gen Z possible. Incredible. And I'm an old Gen Z apparently. I didn't even notice. I'm on the older end there, but 2001, one of the cool years to be born. Space Odyssey, The Chronic, and shit. Let's see. So, 1997, you'll be 28 years old right now, and the youngest will be 13. Holy shit. 13. Yeah, I guess that's something. I still played Minecraft or something. Yeah, the world, as we know it right now, is much more depleted and strained than it's ever been. Yeah, I've from what I've seen, and also by the numbers. If you're a normal person, if you're a regular dude out there, then you have less than ever. And there's a growing there's a tension, there's a divide, there's whatever. But Gen Z itself is sort of an optimistic part in this whole thing, though, because they're not quite bending to it, not quite broken to it. These guys are kind of, I know I called them a zombie mob earlier and whatever, and but it really is like there's something there. I can tell there's something there that they're worried about. It's like this. It's something untamed in there that's, I don't know, that they're looking to break, which they kind of already have. They figured out they could just take everything from people and give them a little bit of money, and and I'm not trying to, but it's like really, I've like whoring has become a big part of being Gen Z. You just go, oh yeah, get the bag culture and all this shit. Mm-hmm. It's very questionable shit, and they end up in Saudi Arabia getting shit on by a Bedouin. All right, a desert wanderer, and you're wondering, how did my life eating plates of shit? For 10, 15K, maybe you get the good money. Maybe you're getting 50K, 150K a plate of shit, but you're gonna be waking up 40 years from now, cold sweats, thinking there's a fork and a plate and a log of shit on there for you. But you can pay off your fucking rent. It's I'm just saying. This is the real shit. Other generations they had other things, and again, the standard of living was higher, so that they didn't have to, be whores to make rent, necessarily, unless of course, it's an option, and nothing against whores, sex workers, but the world is, you see it growing more and more. Yeah, we'll see which way it goes. And these older guys aren't letting go either. I don't want to. It's not Gen Z's world. This is just about Gen Z. I'm just making it about these guys who are, it's a little bit lost, but it's a little bit found too. I think they got us a little bit right on the spot where it's like, why, like, we know too much. I think that's why they're also going to be cutting down on this internet shit. Trying to, but in a way that doesn't start a revolution, is because they just gave us unfettered connection and access. Yeah. Mm. Gen Z spent the most time with it, embedded deep in the system. Just knowing what's going on. I mean, maybe you've seen the youth uprisings or whatever, which might be a psyop from your old buddies here, but at the same time, that's what's going on. I don't know. I can't say the fate for Gen Z here. It's all very much up in the air, but it's worth making a video about. I don't know. And there's a lot of targets on the back right now. Gen Z is like, it's a very guinea pig scenario. They really got Gen Z lab ratted up. Like, you're just lab rat for social media, lab rat for the vaccine, lab rat for the modern world, lab rat for any fucking day. It's gonna keep coming. Yeah. And really, that's everybody. I'm not gonna say that's unique, but it's now you can tell they're really stepping up the tinkering on shit. Where where things that did used to be changed are now changed. Maybe you got a few ideas you're coming up with yourself there about what those things might be. All right, it's a whole lot of things, and yeah, so it's just some guinea pig shit lab rat shit. I tell people, take it easy on these guys over here. They're trying to keep their fucking dick and balls and tits and fucking vaginas intact. All right, that's on the table now. It's all on the table. It gets so great, some lab rat shit. They're trying stuff out. This is a big generation to be tinkering with, And Gen Alpha, I tell people to be more worried about those guys. Keep your kids off like screens and algorithms and shit. I mean, that's like crazy. 2013, you're probably deep into iPads at this point. Oh, it's a 12-year-old. Jesus. Yeah, time is moving. Make sure you get on it. Ahead of it. Yeah, I mean that's all there is to be said about Gen Z. Good luck, Godspeed, whatever. Yeah. In conclusion, I'll try to do a quick in conclusion. Actually, I kind of already concluded it. It's concluded. And yeah, as far as making more stuff, I'll be making these fucking videos, I swear to God. Getting this season fired up. I don't know if I don't know. It's hard to gauge the traction on it. And it's hard if there's not something, I put together a couple of things, but it's always better if there's the election coverage is a good run. I think back on go back and watch some of that election. I was right on them the whole time. I mean, I had the most accurate coverage. That's just the truth. But yeah, holy fucking shit. Probably to an hour. Yeah. In the future, I might not do like Thursday, mandatory Thursday. Streams here. And no Kings. Jesus. It'll be more random, but it'll still be consistent. It'll be more like, just popping up. It's necessary. Maybe if No Kings has something exciting going on here, something good, vague and exciting. That's good. Yeah. Apparently they're super pro Ukraine too. I mean, you can tell where it's going. I saw Bernie making the domino theory argument. I think maybe it was Tim Dillon. He's making the domino theory argument for Ukraine. So if Ukraine falls and then Poland, hey, who gives a shit, man? So by the way, that means that they're so deep in on wanting to do that they're bringing Bernie out. They got Bernie saying domino theory shit. You have to understand. And I don't have any faith in Bernie at all. Obviously he's a whatever compromise they have on him is paying off, but you kind of go like, yeah, and obviously he's a controlled sort of, but yeah, that's heads up for that, man. Island's coming, and they're gonna do this World War III shit with Trump in office, man, or whatever it's gonna look like, whatever it's gonna be, because they need somebody who has genuine support. I mean, Trump's getting away with crazy shit too. Like he's it's stuff that would usually, again, it's what they would do with anybody. It's the same way Obama got away with crazy shit. Is that you have to go in there with a party that is usually anti this shit and have them pass the thing that is hypocritical of them to be passing. So Obama's gonna bail out the banks. Trump's gonna go to war with the farmers. I'm not sure if you've seen all that shit. In Argentina is they're selling tariff-free soybeans, and American farmers getting fucking assholes. He's like going hard trying to bail out Argentina. Like it just, who are these guys? Argentina. He's doing the wars. The anti-war candidate's gonna be bombing these fucking places. He's gonna be, keeping these wars going. Okay, you get the idea yet? I'm sure it's gonna get much bigger than that. All right, so yeah. Trump there. Heads up for that. So yeah, and this No Kings protest. One thing all these guys agree on, I also know it's just like a big dumb psyop, is they all agree that they should be in Ukraine right now. They should go to Ukraine and give it all we got. So yeah, that's what they're up to. Heads up for that shit. Jesus. I know God sakes, I mean that's like that's a trap if I ever fucking seen it. And they might do, all right, first one goes well, second one goes well, third one, big one. I know they're going to keep doing it, too. It's a reoccurring thing. And again, it's a head count of their MK assets that you control through the TV still. So, all right, we're closing in on an hour here. Last thing I'd say, man, prioritize your life out here, like your own real life experience. This here. I play some piano here. But yeah, it's but yeah, it's be just in real life and don't fucking focus on this shit. It's a lot of phony fucking shit. This whole thing, it feels like it's just fake. It's just fake. Like you don't feel that when you're on the screen and on the internet and shit. It's just I stopped playing video game. I got rid of my Xbox for for since probably February or something like that. And it's fucking great. I've just been living life. I fucking grew a bunch of fucking weed and shit. I mean, it's pretty good. Took a vacation. Just thinking about doing life. I'll be doing fucking stand up here. It feels a little crowded, but I heard it's chill. It is definitely going through like a glut right now of just random fucking people showing up to talk shit. But I guess that's what it's all about. Yeah, I'll be doing that shit. I'm trying to really just do that because you can feel this internet thing just slipping through your hands too, right? It just feels fake. It just is fake. It's not like a made up thing. That it's fake, I guess. But yeah, it's just all algorithmic shit. So that's what I'd fucking tell you guys. Prioritize your life, your real life, and again, a minute in real life is worth 1,000 online. 1 minute, 1,000 fucking. How many hours is that? I'm not sure how many hours. It's a lot of math. It's roughly 20 hours, 18 hours. So 1 minute in real life is worth 18 hours online, roughly. Point being, it's like even this thing is fake. Like they have like a little person counter here on the corner that's like designed to give you anxiety on the designer end. Like how many people are watching right now on the creator edit? Supposed to go, oh my god, nobody. But it's fake. I can like clearly see. I'm watching it right here on my phone, and it's not actually showing up here because I guess it wants to give me anxiety or so. It's just like how it feels fake. It's just like the whole internet. I'm telling you, man, that internet theory, it's sweeping the fucking world. I'm just like, I doubt this is real. I like a few things on the internet. I've just been using the internet just for movies and music and bullshit like that. Occasionally, I still do play video games. I mean, not like how I used to. I mean, again, and being a gamer and playing video games is like different. I don't grind shit. I don't, take shit serious. I'm not sweating one out in a fucking, in a ranked lobby or whatever the fuck. I'm just like, I take it easy. I cruise. I have a good time. But yeah, and that's really what the internet's for. That's really what it's for. It's not for downloading, like, paragraphs and books and pages and chapters of information from Twitter, now X. It's like, that's not what the fuck you should be doing on there. It's just, yeah. But you can still learn things and shit, but just make sure you go to better sources. Again, my documentaries I suggested, American Pimp and Pimps Up, Hoes Down. It'll teach you a lot about just how the whole world keeps spinning. Okay. Yeah. God damn. An hour, 4 minutes. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Till next time. I guess we'll call it right here. And I might just stream more regularly too. That might be a part of it too. Maybe I just go in, just fucking hit them regular. Yeah. Until next time. Keep going. Keep going. Till everything keep going. Does that make sense? Ah, shit. I'm just gonna get. Yeah, that's fine. Have a good one, folks. Till next time. Keep